My team ball is shooting seniors at the last game. Everybody on my team on the same thing.
Before Rae Sremmurd took home the BET Award for Best Group in 2015 and had their debut album go platinum led by singles No Type and No Flex Zone.
No flex zone. Hey. No flex zone.
Before the social media savvy duo brought the Mannequin challenge to the masses, making their single Black Beatles the unofficial soundtrack for the viral trend. Dude, we can't be rolling that song. Rae Sremmurd's label, they've been claiming all the monetization for them videos. I learned that the hard way. Before New York radio star Ebro Darden threw shade at the youngins, saying they shouldn't have one of the best albums in 2015, stating that their producer wrote all their songs.
The words high level and rap and Rae Sremmurd is not a thing, because they didn't write that shit.
Before Rae Sremmurd partnered with Puma, had a series with MTV, wrote for Beyonce and Katy Perry, and toured with Lil Yachty, bumping up their net worth to an estimated $3 million.
I can flick the money all night till my wrist tired.
The two brothers grew up in Tupelo, Mississippi, a small town that prides itself on being the birthplace of Elvis. Sway and Jimmy grew up in poverty and at one point were homeless. The two worked day and night at crappy jobs, hoping their music would help make their own rags to riches story come true. They'd squat in abandoned houses together and would have to learn how to persevere in the roughest of situations before they could party it up in pink fur coats, Gucci goggles, while getting it with some bad bitches. And once they did find fame, well, they had to get to work teaching everyone how to pronounce their name.
Say it, Rae Sremmurd.
Rae Sremmurd.
That was good though. That sounded good to me.
What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCredd, documenting the life and career of Rae Sremmurd prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, this is an updated version because I'm not sure a lot of us thought they'd be anything more than a one-hit wonder, but it seems like they're here to stay and totally blowing up. As always, be sure to let us know in the comment section down below who you want me to document next.
Slim Jimmy was a goth in high school.
I really wasn't. But I had some gothic friends, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I know. Look, I like the same type of shit.
Aquil Brown, aka Slim Jimmy, was born on December 29th, 1993 in California. 2 years later, his brother Khalif, aka Sway Lee, he was born on June 27th, 1995. While they were still very young, their family moved from California to Tupelo, Mississippi, the birthplace of the king of rock and roll, and well, not too much else.
Nothing else matters.
I can tell Elvis was from Tupelo because this invention has so much swag.
The town of 35,000 people was also home to the Ida Street housing projects, one of the most violent and crime-filled areas in the States, which was now home to the two brothers. Shortly after the move, their parents divorced, leaving the two to make it on their own on the streets.
Where you take your girl on a nice little date, you know what I'm saying? We take her on a walk.
And you bust it in the park. You bust it in the park when ain't nobody around.
They squatted in abandoned homes around the city and their future was looking pretty bleak. So to escape, they would turn to their music. And hey, why not? I mean, Elvis managed to escape a small town and Jimmy and Sway wanted to do the same for themselves, so they would work together.
Stop hating. Put it in rotation. Oh yeah. Put it in rotation. Oh yeah.
Luckily, the two were natural performers, and by the time they were in high school, they had learned how to record, make beats, and DJ on their own. They were able to turn those abandoned houses that once marked a dark time in their lives into hot spots and held the town's most insane parties and shows, where they performed their material along with a third member of their group known as Little Pants, and they had a local hit titled Party Animal.
I like to party, you like to party. I like what she likes and she likes to party.
Okay, maybe that was a little closer to teeny bop than gangster rap, but they stuck to it and continued to perform at bars and parties, building a buzz for their group Dem Outta State Boys, with Sway going as Kid Crunk,
Kid Crunk the young boss,
Jimmy going as Cali Boy,
I'm so high above these lames that I'm on level with the moon.
and then there was Lil Pants. Well, together they dropped Put It in Rotation, which actually landed them some shows in Atlanta, Georgia, and Kentucky. Now this was back in 2009.
Got the matching outfits. We came out here with $42.
We leaving with.
They continued to work big jobs to raise funds for getting equipment and entering contests. Now, rent was covered by the taxpayers' dollars, seeing as they were squatters. In the studio, they rarely wrote down rhymes before recording, and instead would get the vibe of a beat and then improvise the lines. Then they'd pick out the best bits and make their tracks from there.
They got the cooties, girl. Put it in rotation. I ain't talking about your booty.
Their catch catchy songs got real popular locally and even got some radio play. BET's 106 & Park contacted the boys in 2013 to appear on their Wild Out Wednesday segment, where they managed to come in second. It seemed like their career was finally rolling, and the brothers had meetings lined up with Sony and Def Jam Recordings, hoping to get signed. But I guess the bigwigs weren't a fan of their matching outfits, so they returned to their lackluster Tupelo empty-handed, and Little Pants, well, he dropped out of the group. At some point they started working with another third member of the group. He was known as King Dre.
Let go. I'm going in, no precaution, but you best take precaution, dog. Yeah.
The boys were back home working crappy jobs, including McDonald's, at a mattress factory, and at the Olive Garden, putting in 12 hours a day with their dreams still alive. Just when it seemed the two were destined to push used cars at a Toyota dealership, after a job opportunity had come their way, their music got the attention of fellow Tupelo native P. Nasty. He introduced them to producer Mike Will Made It. The two brothers impressed him with their limitless energy and fresh sound. They moved to Atlanta and spent a year in studio, but ran out of money and once again had to return home. Because you really can't beat the rent prices in Tupelo. I mean, it's free. From there, the boys, they needed to regroup.
Oh, look at my keys. I am big dog status. I got diamonds on my leash. Poke my head inside the club just to see if it's popping or not.
They knew that their best shot was to get back to Atlanta, so they saved up enough money to record. Meanwhile, Mike Will Made It and P. Nasty, they had found success making hits for future Juicy J and Rick Ross. And when the boys returned, well, their label, Eardrummer, it decided to sign them. And that's when the two brothers, they decided to rebrand themselves as Rae Sremmurd.
Rae Sremmurd is Eardrummers backwards, man. That's our home team. That's the count.
A year later, they debuted their album Shrem Life, which hit number 5 on the Billboard 200. 5 months later, their single No Flex Zone was released, and it was one of the hottest anthems of the summer, with Nicki Minaj and Pusha T hopping on a remix. As for the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is before they're famous. My name is Michael McCrudden. We make all sorts of celebrity bios on here. We recently did J. Cole because you guys were asking for that one. Be sure to let us know, as always, in the comments down below who you want me to document next. Shrem Life. Alright, see you guys in another video.
And who else is from Tupelo, Mississippi?
Diplo and Elvis.
And Big Crit. Oh, Big Crit. Shout out.
Tupelo.